Hello, hello everyone. AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink, Face, Card Making Space. My little snowflake light thinger. I remembered to turn it on. The unpaid intern is curled up in the corner.
That's me.
You know, where it's a little chilly. I guess we could have plugged in your space heater.
Yeah, I'm okay at the moment.
You'll survive. You'll survive. The chill is radiating up from our garage floor.
Yep.
Yeah, so fun. Here's my bowl, just to get it out of my way, so I don't knock things over. Anyway, hello everybody. Everything looks like it's working. We'll see. We'll see. I haven't been having, knock on wood, camera issues since, was it last Sunday, the Sunday before? I don't remember. I did multiple lives this past week. That wasn't the plan. It's been a bit stupid here, honestly. Just not fun stuff. But we're starting a fresh week, and the tech issues seem to be, because yeah, I had a weird camera issue in one of the lives where it just was just like, nope, it just noped out. That's all it did. It was just like, nope. Anyway, everything seems to be working. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. I forgot to save the little giveaway thinger, so it'll be below. There we go. Everything's good now. Everything should be good. It will show up in a second, I think, or people will need to refresh.
It just showed up for me.
Did it just show up?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, the joys of all of the things. Yes. Everything seems to be working. We're good. We're good. I got links to everything I plan on using. I got it pinned in the live chat, and then that's where the unpaid intern helps if we need to add something or forget something or whatever's. And yeah, I think that's what it. I don't have really any other housekeeping. No, because there's nothing really other than now for the next couple weeks. I will have a bunch of videos coming. I've been dealing with a lot, and it's made it really difficult to function. But videos are coming. Lots and lots and lots of videos. A couple more bonus live streams will also be coming at some point. Nothing scheduled. Yeah. That's about it. We will reschedule. I was supposed to go live earlier last week with Altenude. That had to be canceled last minute. Again, things going on behind the scenes. So we'll reschedule that. I don't know when. I have no info right now, but I will let everybody know once we know more. So we've got everything good to go. Yes. So let's, yeah. Hello to everybody. Let me switch down. I moved some things around on my computer as well, so that always I'm just like, what am I doing? Where is everything? Derp. Okay. Where's my embossing folder? That would help. There it is.
Find it?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Everything's good. It's just been like it's been a year. It's been a week. It's just been a lot, but things will be good. Everything will be good. So 3D embossing folders. Simon Says Stamp has a million of them. There's so many, and love them. Done a bajillion videos. I didn't link to my playlist. I will add it when the live is over. I'll put it in the end screen. I have a playlist of all the videos I've done using embossing folders, not just the Simon ones. And there's like 150-ish something. There's a lot of videos in that playlist. All different sorts of ideas and stuff. So I love embossing folders. Who'd have thunk? Because when these started making a resurgence in card making a few years ago, I was like, you know? Because I was like, been there, done that. Man, technology has changed and the types of folders have changed, and I'm here for it. I've been having so much fun with them. So this one specifically is the beautiful Poinsettia frame embossing folder, and it's obviously very, very pretty. And with Simon's, this is something I was able to add to my software, and I do this in my videos. That's what you need. With specifically the Anna Griffin Empress die cut machine, because all machines are different. Embossing folders are also different across the brands in terms of the actual thickness of the folder. So I have, this is just Neenah Desert Storm 100-pound cardstock. It's A2 sized because I'm going to trim it down a bit. So it's in there. Depending on the pattern, the style of the embossing, things like that, sometimes I will lightly mist one side of my cardstock with water if I feel like I need it just to get a better embossed impression, or I recommend the whole misting if you run your cardstock through, regardless of the folder, and you find that your cardstock's cracking, lightly mist it with water first. Just one side, just a little bit of water that softens the fibers, gets a good impression. I'm not too concerned with this one. It's going to emboss fine because I already ran one through right before I went live, and I was like, we're good. So, one cutting plate with the Anna Griffin machine and the embossing folder. And then we run her through. And that's all we gotta do. And then I go back to, there's my face. That's not the one I wanted. I wanted this one. Hello. There we go. Okay. Doop. Yes. Oh, and again, I will, Neenah Desert Storm cardstock. Always. Always a favorite. I have a pile of it. I will never get rid of it. I loves it. I loves it so much. So, one super easy way to enhance emboss design, just some pigment ink. And this would work with any color other than like white or really, really pale colors, depending. White pigment ink, just straight to the cardstock. So I'm not pressing really hard. I'm just lightly kind of swirling it on there. And since I'm not pressing, it's just picking up, see, the raised design and adding that pigment ink. And it will just, you know, and it's simple. You don't need any fancy skills, no crazy technique. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then when it's on the like craft base, like the desert cardstock base, oh, I love it. I love it so much. I love it so much. And this is just like a simple. So simple. And you could do metallic. That would also look really pretty, like a gold metallic ink. Or if you're doing like if you do a really dark, like a dark red card base would look gorgeous with the white ink, but a dark red with like gold metallic or silver metallic, copper metallic ink, all the things. So many options, you know? Love it. Black cardstock would look amazing with this too. You know, you could do whatever you want. Whatever you want. But I was in the mood for the Desert Storm because, like I said, this is one of my go-tos, and I love it. Like, how simple was that? How simple. Love that for me. I love that for me. Yep. Yep. And then, okay, I actually did a second one. I have to trim this one down a bit, but we'll get to that. I'm only making one specifically for this video, but I think this one I'm going to do. Do I want to do this one or do I want to do it landscape? I think I might want to do this one landscape too. I have plans, y'all, because I think it'll just look. Yeah, I'm going to do this one this way too. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we need to add some splatter, obviously. Splatter. So, I know, right? this actually will be probably a fairly quick live unless I end up going down some random rabbit hole. You never know. Who knows what's going to happen, because that's just the thing. But I'm going to add some splatter. Let me move my card bases out of the way, because no matter how much you try to contain splatter, whether it's your splat box, contain whatever you do. Doop. Splatter still has a mind of its own. It likes to go where it wants to go. It just is what it is. So I'm going to use that. I need... Oh, I'm moving faster than my brain can warm up for the live. It always takes me a bit. I've done how many lives, and yet it still takes me a while. Every time I, hit go live, and it goes live, and the camera's on, and I'm just like deer in the headlights, brain just dead. And then it takes me a bit, sometimes even longer. And then sometimes I just need to cry and whatever. But it's like I'm getting into it, but my brain is just like, wait, no, we're not there yet. Anyway. Okay. Anyway. Hellos to everybody. So, any white splatter will work. I've shown a million different products. Do you need 20 variations of something? No. No. Do I? No. But every time something comes out, I'm like, ooh, add to cart. Or sometimes it gets sent to me. Like this stuff was sent to me. The Positively Perfect White Splatter Medium. The thing to remember with this one, with Simon's, it is liquid. Like pure liquid, which I'm going to, I've shown it in lives, I've shown it in videos, but just when you open it, make sure you're not like opening it like this. It is pure liquid. So, and mine is sealed itself shut. Good job. Oh, no, there we go. I was going to get the unpaid intern to help open it, but I got it. Yeah. Don't need no man. So yeah, it is liquid. Liquid. Isn't that the truth? I had splatter on my clothes, my glasses, everywhere. Oh yeah. Like I got splatter everywhere. I talked about it in one of my I don't remember which live, but I can't show you guys. It's literally, you can see it. Come here. It's literally on the edge of my lens, which is funny because my lens has like a shield. You can see the gold.
Oh yeah.
Like I have splatter on the lens of my camera, and how it even got like, because there's a shield on the lens, to protect it, and I got splatter gold on it. And I'm just not, because I don't like touching that camera, because that camera's these cameras finicky. But yeah, splatter everywhere on my camera, all my equipment. I don't wear nice clothes most of the time, or I've learned the hard way. The rare times I wear just something. It's not even necessarily nice. I don't wear nice clothing, but something that's not stained and trashed. I'll get splatter on it. So I just wear all my janky old clothes or my pajamas, or the leggings and the hoodies that I've owned for literally over a decade. Yeah. Are you trying to limit us? No. If you want the variety, I just don't ever want my thing is why I keep telling people, like, do you need all the things, et cetera, et cetera. And I was like, no, you don't. Because it becomes a thing sometimes, that fear of missing out, or, buy, all of that. And it's like, you don't need it. You don't need 5 million things. Now, if it makes you happy, and it's just what you want, and you're anything like me, and you have full set syndrome, or you're just curious because it's like, oh, I already have 15 types of gold splatter, but there's something I don't have yet. Why don't order it? Go right ahead. So that's my my mantra on that. I get it on my glasses. Oh yeah, it does. It just splatter. It's the physics of it all, really, and it just likes to go all over the place, like face, hair, clothing. I've kind of shown you can kind of see it if you look closely. Like I have speckles of it all over my glass mat. It is what it is. I don't worry about it too much, So anyway, this stuff, any liquid product, especially if it has a pigment, which white is a pigment. Full stop. There is no actual white liquid, like white dye, because I've had people ask over the years, like, you know, a white dye ink, and I was like, no, that's not a thing. White pigment, you know, it's pigment mixed with the liquid. It settles. Same with metallics, anything with shimmer, any of those molecules settle, you know? So all of it gets to the bottom of the container, so you need to stir it. With this, I recommend stirring. I have a bad habit of shaking with the lid on. I have a bad habit of shaking, and that's why it gets all up in the lid and in the threads. And then it gets, I can't really show without pouring out this bottle, but it gets all over around here, and that's what ends up sealing it shut. So I recommend with this sort of stuff to stir it. So I just use a little palette knife, anything, and I stir it up real good to get all the actual white, you know, dispersed, because the top, however much of this, will be kind of just like a milky color. It's not even white anymore because those pigments have settled. And it doesn't take very long. I'm just talking a lot, you know? And sometimes I'll zone out and forget what I'm doing, even when I'm live, you know? I'm just like, oh. Especially if it's metallic. The white doesn't bug me as much, but when I'm doing something with like metallic watercolors, you know, I'm stirring it up. I've literally gone to edit my videos, and it's like I was sitting there stirring it for like 5 solid minutes. Because I just zone. I'm like, look at the pretty shimmer. You know, all the existential crises. It's fun times. Fun times, man. So anyway, you stir it up. That's all you gotta do. Altenew, white gouache, seems to say white knuckles. Yeah, anything can absorb. Honestly, I know, and I've talked about this, when it comes to white product for splattering, white craft paint, white gouache, white liquid, I've got all different, you know, I have white speckle, white splatter, white this, white that, blah. Pretty much all of it absorbs, because again, you're applying a liquid product, splattering it. If there is something, if you've done an ink blended background and you used water reactive inks, such as distress inks, most of the stamping inks we have now are water reactive, oxide inks, a lot of pigment inks, etc. Anything water reactive. When you splatter white on top of it, that, again, doesn't matter what type. Most of it, in theory, as it's drying, it's also pulling and absorbing the water reactive color. So it will change and not stay super crisp white. There are some products out there that are a lot more pigmented that don't do it as much. They still do it though. And it also just depends on what you have used on your background. And it also depends too, if you constantly run into that and say you're doing specifically, say it's like a night sky sort of a thing and you want it like white splatter for snow, etc., is do whatever your ink blending that you had planned on doing, let it fully dry, like overnight. I've noticed the drier those inks are on the cardstock, the less, you know, the splatter. Because me, I'm usually doing it, especially during a live, or I'm, you know, flying by the seat of my pants, and I ink blend my background, and then I throw on a bunch of splatter, and I do my thing. I don't care that much, but I have noticed that when I move that quickly, and the ink didn't have enough time to dry, that white has pulled up that color, and it doesn't say white anymore. So there's my treaty on white. But there is like a bunch of different things. Yeah, Winsor Newton white pen ink. It's very opaque. There's a bunch. I have used pretty much everything on the market at this point. I have a lot. They're all great. You know, some are more white than others. Some are, yeah. I've had every single one of them, and I have a lot, and I've tested a lot. Every single one has changed color, but it, like I said, it varies depending on the type of background and what I used and all that kind of stuff. But hopefully those tips, like letting it fully dry, yada yada yada, help. So yeah, I'm basically kind of aiming the splatter more around and keeping this area sort of clean. Reasons, because I want to stamp a little sentiment. we'll get to it. So, yeah, there are just a million options. So, this is one of them. And I managed again to get splatter on my desk. Don't really care. Boop, boop. Yeah. Honestly, it's like every few days I take, because again, I use like isopropyl alcohol. I keep it marked. Do not use this on your stamps. Do not use this on your grip mats. Photopolymer alcohol, no bueno. Rubber stamps, again, no bueno. I just use this to clean like my stencils because they're plastic, and I use it on my glass mat. Every few days, I'll spray alcohol and to scrub away all the dry splatter. It's when it gets to the point where it starts to bug me. I don't really care. So it works surface, you know? But white splatter in a nutshell. And all my random wet on wet blends, wet on dry layers. Yes. I guess that applies for splatter too. Yes. 100%. 100%. Because, yeah, all the layers of things that you apply onto cardstock can only handle so much within reason. You know, we can add a whole bunch of inks and things and da-da-da-da-da. It's just all those layers of things need to dry and then splatter if you're doing that, gluing things, yada yada. Most of the time, none of it really matters that much. It's just paper, it's not a big deal. But I know sometimes the whole splatter thing bugs people, but also that's why I do like multiples. And if you're doing something and you really, really, really don't want it to the white to absorb and change color, like that bother you, do something shimmery instead. Do a shimmer splatter that gives kind of a little bit of white cast, something like where's there he is. Something like Perfect Pearl Powder. I've shown this a million times over. A little bit of that. You don't need much. I've shown it in a million videos. You need a little bit of Perfect Pearl Powder mixed with a little bit of water because this does have a binder in it. Not all shimmery powders are created equal, but Ranger's Perfect Pearl Powder does have a binder in it. So when you add water to it, that activates it and then it stays. So a little bit of this mixed with water and you splatter that, and that gives just a shimmery splatter effect. Can't go wrong with shimmer. So, and then gold and yada, all the things. We got a million options. And then, yeah, speaking of gouache, we're going to add black splatter, which I know freaks people out, but embrace it. It's fun. It's fun. And this one, more than anything, when it's in a gouache form, it can clean up with water. If it's an acrylic paint, a craft paint, an acrylic, it's permanent when it's dry. Just to be aware. This stuff does clean up with water, but it is insanely pigmented. It's like it stains plastic. This is plastic. Like it stains. So I just like to give that caveat just because, you know, splatter likes to get everywhere on your clothes. Suddenly you don't want to get this where you don't want it because it will stain. But it is black. Like black. Because some products do not stay black, like cheaper craft paints and that because they have too many fillers in them, etc. This is one of my favorite products for black splatter. And you don't need much of it. And it is black. So I put a little bit on my palette. I put the lid back on it, which same thing, it goes, I get it everywhere. Get the crusties out of there. Oh, rinse out my brush because it had white in it. I keep my jar of the forbidden water off to the side so that the unpaid intern doesn't drink it and so I don't knock it over. Because I've done that. I have literally knocked that jar over. Not fun. Not fun. I can't imagine anyone not liking splatter. It's not for everyone, you know. Some of it's personal preference, and then for whatever reason, splatter has really irritated some people. That's why I've got magnets and everything else. There was that one issue over like spatter. It's not spatter, it's splatter. That pettiness was activated years ago, and it is what it is. But the look of it, some people don't like it, and that's okay. It would be boring if we all liked the same thing. So just is what it is. But I personally I love it. I like the look of it. I like mucking around and stirring it and the action of I'm like a kid with their mud pies, you know. I'm just like, wee. So anyway, you add some water and it just looks like a, you know, but do this I do a much lighter hand. You know, I'm not going to like add a bunch. I just want a little bit of black splatter. So a little bit there, some there, just like that. Nothing too crazy. And it depends on my mood as well. And the thing too with splatter, and we've kind of talked about it, the more those that are interested in it, because again, it's not for everyone, but those that are interested, you kind of learn over time to control it within reason, like knowing where it's going to go within reason. Because again, splatter has a mind of its own and it likes to be ridiculous at times. So it's a fun way though to embrace, especially if you're a perfectionist like me and a bit of a like OCD control freak. That's also why I like splatter so much, because you can't fully control it and you learn to embrace it. Okay, that's it. That's all I need. We're good. We're good. So this stuff, clean her up immediately. Really all splatter at the very least. Like clean out your brush real good. Swirl it in the water. Make sure I don't have anything in there you don't want to dry. And this I clean up. With gouache, you can technically leave it to dry and reactivate it later. I never really do that, especially on something like this little plastic palette, because as this dries, because all that water was added to it, all the actual product, it'll curl and it turns like into little flakes. And you can still reactivate it with water, but those little flakes like to get everywhere. So it's not contained. So I clean this up, and this tube is enormous. Question: instead of white ink, can we use red on craft just like you did? I have a feeling it would look great. You can. With red splatter, you have to be mindful of it depending on the product you're using to create the splatter, because there's a very fine line between some artsy red splatter and a crime scene. I've done videos in the past where I added like a bunch of red splatter, and I had so many and it was holiday themed, like a Christmas card type video, everything. And I had so many people like, that looks like a crime scene. And I was like, I had fun. Merry Christmas. I'm going to prison now. Whatever. You know, I don't worry about it too much. But yeah, red splatter definitely can work. Oh, you mean like with ink? Yes. Yes. Instead of the white craft ink going direct to paper. Yes. You could use a red pigment ink instead. That could look very pretty. I would just start with a really light hand, you know? But yes, red would look really pretty. Full stop. It would look nice. It just wasn't what I was in the mood for, but yes. And then the red, you would probably need to let it dry a bit longer. Like this is a little more forgiving, the white pigment, you know, on here. But red, I would just be a little more careful, because just again, we've talked about red ink, red pigments can be a nightmare. They like to get everywhere. They just like to like magically travel and smear and stain everything. But yes, you could do red. And then red splatter. There's a time and place for it. I like to do red splatter on Halloween cards, because then I'm intentionally making it look like a crime scene, you know? So, but I'll also do red splatter on holiday cards too, because I don't care. Anyway. So yeah, I just gotta that's almost already dry. Also, one, because it's dry in here, it's a garage, but with my space heater, all of it, that's also a perk, is it dries things quite quickly. So we've just got like some texture and some splatter and some fun stuff. One of the first times I used an immersion blender in the kitchen, I made a total mess. Been there, done that. I forget what I was doing once. Were you in the picture when I did that?
Did what?
it wasn't the immersion blender. I used the blender and it was something hot. It was years ago, but it might even have been before you came into the picture. I wasn't paying attention. No, I think it was before you. And I poured, and at the time, like my blender could handle hot liquids, but when you're blending hot liquids, be very careful. And it was for you because it was in before my divorce, everything. And I had like poured it in and I wasn't paying attention and the lid like blew off and I covered my entire kitchen and it was sauce for my pulled pork. I had taken all the drippings and everything and I was making like sauce and I put it in my blender and my brain wasn't functioning and it was extremely hot and I didn't hold the lid and it went and I had basically the equivalent of like barbecue sauce on every surface of my kitchen, ceiling to floor. I know. I'm sure I sat down and just cried after that. I was cleaning that up with some fun. So yeah, immersion blenders. Those are fun too. And blenders. Or there's splatters of smoothie very high up in the walls. I was asking the unpaid intern about that the other day. And one of the kids was like, yeah, that was fun.
So fun.
Splatter in all its forms. Anyway, we're doing a sentiment. It was a Thai peanut sauce for me.
That would
Yep.
stay. That smell would stay for a while.
Oh, the smell would be wonderful. Thai peanut sauce is, but the color of it, cleaning that up with anything. When you have blender mishaps, immersion blender, regular blender, not fun. Not fun. Oh my goodness. I would have lost it. So, oh yeah, I thought I learned my lesson with that stuff. I rarely ever blend anything hot anymore, even though again our blender can handle it. When I use the immersion blender, I'm just crazy aware the whole time because the immersion blender scares me. Got that like spinning blade with like no protection, So I'm always like paying attention to the things so that because otherwise, everywhere. Love my immersion blender. It's amazing. Anyway, okay, splatter, sentiment. Bouncy happy holidays. I like the name of that. Tomato sauce here. Yes, anything tomato based, red sauces, purees. If it's got tomato, ketchup, tomato, or the curry types, heavy color blender mess. No fun. No fun at all. Oy. Oof. Oof. I don't like cleaning on the best days, but I really don't like cleaning that kind of stuff up. Okay. So, anywho. Bouncy happy holidays. I did the die cutting before we went live. This one does come in like a couple of pieces. However, and I've talked about this before, what I call finicky die cuts. At first glance, when I got these, I was like, because I'm finicky, but they're not bad actually. I did the Merry Christmas one right before we went live, and I'll show that in a second. And it actually was kind of easier having it in because you're not dealing with like a large piece trying to like lay it out and adhere and everything. I actually was like, you know what? That's not bad. And the only issue with something like this is just doing it live. Because, I'm trying to like multitask, like stay on camera, talk, read comments, like do too many things at one time. And then that just takes me longer. But anyway, I die cut the words from Simon's white cardstock. And I die cut the words 3 times. And I have talked about this and shown this in lives and in regular videos. But when it comes to die cut sentiments, it is like just habit for me to do 3 layers. It's very rare that I do anything less than that. And very rare that I'll do more than that because, one, I use heavyweight cardstock. This is Simon's 120-pound smooth white cardstock, so it's not flimsy. And so I don't need to do extra layers. And a die like this, I wouldn't use flimsy cardstock because that would just be annoying. But you don't need to stack them. I just like the look of it, that bit of dimension. So a little bit of liquid glue. And then sometimes I'll take my die pick if I've got little bits oozing out, and I'll just quickly go like boop. And then that just removes any little blobs. What are you playing with? We're going to have to find that fidget spinner for you, aren't we?
I'm a fidget spinner.
You are a fidget spinner. I'm sorry I'm not keeping you entertained enough. 2 layers. Remove the little blubbers, and that was it. And then we do the same thing with this piece. My husband made a pina colada one time, and when it was done, he twisted the blender jug instead of picking it up, and it went everywhere. Oh. Like, at least it was pina colada and not like tomato sauce, you know? But yeah, that would have sucked. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. So, and then yeah, fine tip glue, especially with littler, narrower areas, also game changer, because trying to do this sort of a thing with most standard glue bottles is just a nope. So I only adhere when I'm doing what I'm going to do now with the outline. I'm only adhering 2 of the layers together. The third will come in handy in a second. If I was going to adhere these just to cardstock, like a cardstock outline, I would either just do the 2, because I think that's more than enough dimension with this thickness of cardstock, or I would stack all 3 layers and then stick them to the cardstock outline. But I cut my outline from Vellum because I love Vellum. There we go. I have the empty bottle. I need a bottle with the glue in it. Oh, you want to order the, like, just the, if you're talking about the Nouveau Deluxe Adhesive, that's not even what I'm using. I have Simon's glue in this. This stuff's been out of stock for a while, but where's the big bottle? I put it away already. Why do I keep doing this to myself? 1 second, I'll grab it because I'll show specifically what I'm using. Right here. This is what I have linked. And this is what I'm using. And I just pour it into this bottle. I've talked about this stuff. Yeah. Simon's Positively Perfect Craft Glue. Squeeze it into, I just take the lid off, fill this thing up, and that's what I've been using. And love it. And then the other one I use is the Simon's Craft Tacky Glue, which is a much thicker glue. Not everyone's favorite. It's one of mine, and I have a second bottle with the wider tip of Craft Tacky Glue, and I just kind of switch between them depending on my mood, whatever. But yeah, since they released this however many months ago, I forget how long it's been. I like this, and if you like for those that like and prefer like the Nouveau Deluxe Adhesive, like you like this glue, this is a perfect substitute. If they're not the same formula, they're very similar, like just the way they apply. Because I used to use the Nouveau Deluxe Adhesive for years. I used to work for Tonic. I was on their design team a million years ago. It's been, I forget how long. But yeah, I used to use the Nouveau Deluxe for years and years and years. And then switched over to the Craft Tacky. Been using that for years. And then Simon released this stuff. And I was like, because I'm picky about glue. And then I played with it, for a while off camera. And I was just like, oh. So then I filled a bottle with this stuff. Love it. So that is what I'm using. That's what I've linked. I always link to the glue I'm using, yada, 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 all the things. But yeah, this stuff. Yeah. Some doesn't carry the craft tacky. Yes, they do. They still have the craft tacky. I double check that constantly. I literally, when I received whatever release it was, because it was months ago, I got one of each. I got a little baby bottle and this, and it was in the package, and I flipped out. And I was immediately messaging people behind the scenes at Simon's Stamp because I was like, "Are you discontinuing my craft tacky glue? Like, what does this mean? What is happening?" You know, and they were like, "Dude, chill." No. They're like, "This is in addition." I was like, "Oh, thank you." Because especially I was like, "I don't know this. We don't know her. I don't know if I like this. You know, don't get rid of what I like." But they've still got the craft tacky. Everything's good. And then they've got this. And different types. Craft tacky is super, super, super thick. Not everyone's cup of tea. I love the craft tacky. This is much thinner consistency, easier to squeeze. You don't even need, like, the bottles are great. I like this thing. So anyway, yeah, and yeah, the glue press. How's it compared to art glitter glue? I literally, I use this and I use the, one sec, I'll grab it. Just to make everything obvious. Okay. Those are the two glues I use. There are others on the market. There's art glitter glue and the Barely Arts glue, Gina K Connect, Lawn Fawn has a glue. So many options. It's kind of nuts. I don't slam any of the other kinds. I've tried several others over the years and they just weren't my cup of tea. Doesn't mean they were bad or that they aren't good or that they're just whatever. And in some cases, it's probably because, again, with glue specifically, I'm like, I like my craft tacky and now I like this, but I'm very specific with my glue. And so I don't give others much of a go. But yeah, so I'm not the one to ask with comparisons of other types because while I've tried them, the bottles of the other kinds that I do have are now very, very old. So it wouldn't even be a fair comparison because they might be like too thick or, you know, some of them, like my Barely Arts glue, I have had that bottle. Goodness. I bought it years ago. And I did buy art glitter glue and tried it, same thing, years ago. And I didn't like it, but that was years ago. And I'm just particular. So I love the craft tacky. It's very thick. It takes a bit longer to dry. And I don't like this bottle. I found it hurt over the years, and that's why I got the glue press. And I love it so much. And then this one, these bottles are, I kind of wish Simon would, down the road, maybe they will. Could put the craft tacky in this type of bottle. This type of bottle is nice. I really like this bottle. That was the first, I was like, oh, it's very soft. And as someone who has hand issues, I was like, oh, because this type of plastic is totally different. It's much firmer. And then thick glue. This is a bit wider of a bottle as well. So it's just a nice size. But again, everyone's got their preferences. A lot of people like they're like this size, you know, with the little super fine tip. I tried those off and on, and I found them, they hurt. Like I was in a lot of pain using those little bottles because that nerve here for me, I was like, nope. So, and then yes, these ones have a really fine tip. So I was impressed with these. Like, full stop. Like, they have the base. It's the same. It's a nice, fine tip. So yeah. The only other thing, because I was asked this with my Patreon group the other day, glues like this, whether it's this brand or others that are a thinner consistency, my recommendation is one, keep the lids on, but also to store them like this. So either just in a little like container or something, like to keep all the glue so you're not constantly going like this. So it's not getting air bubbles. So, and I used to do that with the craft tacky even. I used to keep it, well, with this, it has a flat and it has a finer tip to it as well. You actually have to cut this when it's new. You have to cut it, and you also have to remove there's a little seal. So you pull that off, and then there's like the teensiest hole in this, but generally you need to kind of cut it to open it up, but it's not quite as fine tipped. But this one has a flat lid, so I would always store it like that when I was using it. So, yeah. And then obviously the glue press, which I've done an entire review on. I've talked about it in a million videos. There's that separate review. In theory, this is not supposed to clog. Mine clogs all the time. I never put the lid on it. I don't care. I just use a pin. It is what it is. But these are my two personal glues of choice. Love them. This one dries a little faster because it's a thinner consistency. So some people don't like that. You don't have as much wiggle room because it is thinner. Depends on personal preference. And all the other glues out there, they're great too. All glues are great. It just depends on what people like, you know, what they prefer to use. And this has been my go-to for years. And then this one came out and I was like, oh, and it is very similar. Because that was my old favorite, was the original, because it's the same bottle, just with the different tip, obviously, of Nouveau Deluxe Adhesive. So as far as I'm concerned, these are the same thing. So I'm happy. I'm happy. And yeah, I have the super fine tip with this bottle of this type of glue. And then my other one, I have the slightly wider tip, because when you get the glue, I told you, we're going on a little adventure, whatever. With the Precision Glue Press, you have two options. It comes with two bottles. One has glue in it. One is an empty bottle. And then you have two tips. A fine one. Let me zoom in. Oh. Boop. There we go. So the white plastic is a fine tip, and the kind of cloudy grayish plastic is a slightly... It is not easy to show that properly. Kind of. Just, you can see it better in real life. It is really difficult to show on camera. But the slightly wider tip, I have my craft tacky in there because it just works. I have used it though. I've used the craft tacky with this. That one though gets a little like, I refill the bottle to keep it full. Always. And refilling these bottles with a really thick glue is really annoying for some people. How do I even explain how it doesn't bother me, honestly. It's something I just don't, because I've done it for years. So you just, you unscrew it. When I'm refilling, I literally, you can do like, there's like syringes people have gotten and they go into all this stuff and try and funnels. I don't do any of that. And I'm not like going to refill this because this is the thinner glue. I'm not going to put this in here, but just for demonstration purposes, I literally just take it. This one is greatly, but like this glue is thick. Like that's how thick it is. So I literally squeeze, and I do this with all my glues. I squeeze the bottle till the glue is almost coming out, and then I start pouring it in until they touch, and then I'll release, and this will basically suction and pull the glue into it. Hopefully that makes sense. And it works for me. And then I tap it, because again, this is really thick. So I tap this really hard to get the glue down, and then I just keep repeating that process until I fill the bottle. And I've been doing this for so many years. It takes me like a couple minutes to fill a bottle with this ridiculously thick glue, and I'm happy. And I zone out, I do it, and then I feel accomplished. So it works for me. And that's what I do. And with this glue, like I said, I keep this bottle like full. The minute I start, I can tell with the trigger when I'm using it with the lever. I can tell when this bottle starts getting lower because I have to squeeze a lot harder. So then I will tap her down, fill it till it is right full, and it works like a charm. And that's what works for me. That's what works for me. I love the glue. I know. The glue refilling is just my... It's another one I was like kid with a mud pie sort of thing. I'm just like making little potions, you know, playing with my glues. Yeah. And I like, you know, on my glasswork surface, and I have a baby wipe on hand. I keep everything else out of the way so I'm not getting glue, because there have been times, especially with the thinner glue, when I'm, you know, and I zone out for half a second and then you got glue running it. Been there, done that. Right? So, yeah, that's what I do. And that's what works for me. And that's what I prefer. And it works. But we got options. So, yeah. But yeah, keeping the bottles full just means less pressure, you know? And then that helps me because I have hand issues, and helps with any type, even if you're using just the bottles themselves. Because I always have backups. I order extras of all of my glues. So even when I was using, before the glue press became a thing, and I was using just like this, same thing. When the glue would start getting partway down, I'd fill it with another bottle. So I keep bottles just as refillers, you know, and just keep the bottle full at all times. So that, because the minute it would get about, roughly it's about halfway when I really would start to feel, you know, pain. And I would do the same thing with one like this, even like any of my glue, regardless of the container, the fuller it is, the less you have to squeeze it. So this one though, I played with this a lot before I would talk about it online or anything, because I was like, do I even like this? And I liked this just as is. Like, it doesn't need to be in this, in my opinion, for me in my hands. But I just like the glue press, so I just refill it, and it works. But this bottle is very soft, and I like it. Is the glue press easy to use if you have arthritis in your hands? Technically, in theory, yes. Like, I did my review of it and all the things. For me, I find that this motion does not aggravate. I have family history of arthritis, and I also am borderline carpal tunnel issues that I have mitigated for many, many years. And for me, I love this. It depends on the person. I know Kathy Zielski tried this out when it was first released, and she liked it at first, and then she had to stop using it because she said for her it was I think it was the gripping right here. She was having issues and did not like it, so she uses the little mini bottle, and for her that works fine. I don't like the mini bottles because I have to go like this, and that motion hurts. This doesn't. So there's my treatsy on glue. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I hope that helps. But yes, just got onto that because yeah, the Nouveau Deluxe Adhesive, the actual Tonic brand of this bottle, it sells out, and it's just retailers are having a hard time getting it restocked. Is what it is. I'm not sure. But if you really like the Nouveau Deluxe Adhesive and you've been trying to get it and you haven't, I have no problem recommending. Try Simon's Pawsitively Perfect Craft Glue. A 2 ounce of this. I think they're the exact same. Yeah, this is 2 ounces. This is 2 ounces. Yeah, so it's the same amount as this. I think this is actually just a smidge cheaper. Not much. But it's like, how much is this stuff? It's in my list. The craft glue. It's in my list. It's only like $6, I think. Something like that. Right there. How much is it? Our internet's being slow today. What the heck? $5.99. Yeah, it's $5.99 US for a bottle of this. Love it. And you got 2 ounces. It's great. It's great. I love it. It's a great glue, man. Okay, so we got those. Let's get back to actually adhering. So, Loving all the mini courses in this live. Welcome to just my little side gig, side journeys, whatever you want to call them, happens. And I'm, yeah. Glue especially, and I get that because we got way more options now. And all different, and different little containers and thingies and da-da-da. And what works for some people doesn't work for others, and personal preference. And yeah, it's another one of those things where I just, a new glue would come on the market, or I would hear everyone raving about something that's been on the market for a while, and I would add some to cart and I would try it out, and I'd be just like, what the heck? But I am just, I know how I call them my glues. I know how my glues work. I know what to expect the second I'm using it. I know because I've been using it for this. I've been using for 7 or 8 years. A lot of years. And then this technically, because it's like the Nouveau Deluxe, I've been using this for like a decade, basically, between the Nouveau Deluxe and then this. So, yeah. I know the second I, like, how much wiggle room I have, how much time I have, how it's going to work, yada, yada, yada. And then anything else, it's like, ooh, it's new. I don't like it. But they're great. There's a lot of good options out there. And those are my personal preference and what works for me. And then that's also, yeah, how I refill, which this whole time I've been talking, I clogged the glue. So don't laugh at me, sir. Pins. I've shown this little guy. One of my fabulous subscribers sent this to me many years ago. I've shown him many times in videos. She made me this pin cushion, and he actually has coffee beans in the bottom of him. So he smells. I can still smell them. And she sent me this years and years ago. And I love him with his little derpy eyes and stuff. And yeah, he's got pom pom and just so many random things. But I keep pins in him, and the top of him is very grungy now, but I don't care. He's my little guy, and I keep him off to the side. And these pins I use specifically to unclog my glue. It all clogs. This clogs, those clog. Every single glue I've ever owned clogs. I don't care. I kind of get annoyed when anyone or any brand or any glue claim like doesn't clog, and I'm like, try me. I can clog it. I'll get it clogged in the first 5 minutes. Don't care. So, yeah. Glue's clog. It happens. That just like refilling the glue, the weirdness of me doing it, unclogging it doesn't phase me like at all. I'm just like, whatever, that's what happens. It also doesn't help that I'll sit and talk and hold an open glue bottle the entire time. Like, no wonder it clogs. Shocker. So, yeah. I keep my little dude. He's just my little dude with all his little pins. And I just unclog my glue. And then I move on. And I don't worry about it. Doop, doop, doop. And the craft tacky clogs. That stuff does clog because it's so thick. That stuff just clogs. Full disclosure, and I don't care. I love that glue. It's ridiculously thick, and I love it, and it clogs constantly. Doesn't faze me. So anyway, put my little glue on there, and then I am adhering this to the vellum outline, like that. And this is what I was saying earlier before I went on my whole glue diatribe. This is where sometimes it's actually nicer to have everything in, if the word is separate, like in separate pieces, like the Merry Christmas, that was separate. That, like, it comes in many, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7 separate pieces, which at first I was like, oh, that's going to take me forever. So I did that one off screen. It actually was really easy because it was like doop, 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 done. So anyway, because I was talking and I applied my glue a little too thick, I just used my dye pick, scrape it off, and then we're good to go. Here we go. Oh, my rings. Yes. My rings are sitting safely upstairs. We are still together. Not that
Right
anyone
here.
said it, but yeah, he's right here. He's not going anywhere. You know, um, they need to be resized. We'll get to it eventually someday. That it involves like leaving my house and going to a jewelry store and talking to humans and all the things I just don't want to do. Um, and then sending them away, and that I also don't want to do. To get them resized. So I just quit wearing them. Still have them, love them. I'll eventually get them resized so I can start wearing them again. I tried ring sizers I showed in a live. I was even using like electrical tape for a while to keep them on me. But yeah, I need to get them resized. It drove me nuts because they were sliding around and spinning, and that's why you guys don't, I don't wear bracelets, anything like that. Even my Apple Watch, because I have to get a different band for it because it was starting to slide, and especially on glass, it'll it's more like this constantly. Same with my rings. That drives me insane. I got issues, man. So I don't like things jangling on my wrists and my fingers. It drives me nuts. So I keep them safe, and I was always worried, especially with my rings, because they are beautiful. He did a very good job. Um, I was terrified that it would fall off and I would lose it, and that was also massively anxiety inducing. So I stopped wearing them. Okay, so we have the sentiment on the vellum. Now the little tittles.
Oh yeah.
I lost one of them, but I don't care because it's irrelevant. Those I always do separate on their own. I just do a little. Don't even need that much because it's so small. A little tiny dab of glue. Where there it is, and then I just do stick that into place, and I just stack them where I need them. And then for some, depending on the style of the sentiment and what you're doing, sometimes you can skip the tittle altogether, or you can. I can hear you snickering. Free the tittle. Um, you could also use like a little gem, a little rhinestone instead too, depending on, especially if it was like if you die cut your sentiment from like glittery cardstock, whatever, you could do that as well. But I just stack them in place, press them down, and he's good to go. And then, because this is vellum and adhesive shows through vellum, there's no ifs, ands, or buts with that one. That's another one where there's like glue out there. Like I know there's a glue runner that claims to like not be seen through vellum. Total lie. I tried it years ago and I was like, yeah, no, you can still see it. Like there we go. So glue shows through vellum. It's just the nature of vellum. Vellum is transparent, so glue shows through it. So another reason why way back in the day I used to avoid die cuts like this, sentiments, whatever, anything really intricate over vellum, because I was like, the only way to, at the time, the only way to adhere it was you'd have to trace and get the adhesive, hide it right behind the sentiment. And I have old videos showing that, where I will, take my fine, just trace it real delicately. And I don't take credit for this. I forget who I saw do this, but all they did was die cut another layer. And this, we are going to adhere to the back. So this one, we put the adhesive on the front of it. So I just have to get glue on this, and I don't have to be super precious about it because this does not matter. And just get a little bit there. You don't even need that much because we're just dealing with cardstock and it's not heavy. I'll even use my finger, remove some excess, and then I line this up with the sentiment on the front. And then this, just like that, not only makes it easier for me to adhere this into place on my card, because then I can put glue on the cardstock. I'm not tracing the vellum, because again, glue just likes to ooze, you know, especially on vellum because it doesn't absorb as quickly, and you don't want to see it. But then this way, I just can add little bits of glue to the cardstock, and that extra little like layer under there pops the vellum up just a smidge, depending on the weight of your cardstock, which this is heavyweight, and it makes the vellum float just that little tiny bit, and it gives it that extra something. And that's where I don't care about that missing tittle, because who cares? You're not going to see the back of that anyway, and whatever. It's not going to like do anything. So yeah, that one jumped ship when I was die cutting, and I was like, au revoir. Not even going to bother. So add my little bit of glue. Stick 'em right there. There we go. And he's in place. Just like that. Yeah, a little snowflake would look cute too. Totally. I never heard it called that till I started card making. I can't imagine the giggles if they taught us that name. So, oh, I know. Yeah, we'd all be sitting there like he still does. Fully adult, grown humans sitting in the corner, and I say tittle, and he's like, I should actually teach my kids that. There's a certain one of those children that will run around and be like, don't forget the tittle. Free the tittles. 100% that kid would do it. Yep. Yep. So yeah, there's her sentiment. There we go. So we has a sentiment. And then what I need to do is first, I want to trim these down just a bit. Where's my... Oh. So they were A2 size originally. I'm going to take off roughly like 1/8 of an inch to one, even it out a bit, and also so that my card base will just add a little bit of framing. So this will end up being 4 by 5 1/4. There we go. So not a whole lot. I probably kind of did that a little unevenly, but you know what? We can go with it. It's fine. So with this one, I'll actually cut it a little bit better and take off a little bit less. There we go. Trim that down. So 4 by 5 1/4. So we have that and that. And then what I wanted to do, I pulled out, this is an oldie but goodie favorite, the Big Holiday Words set. Love it. And then I want to stamp, because my plan is to have that. And then Happy Holidays. Maybe sending, just sending love. Because otherwise we do that, and I could do wishing you happy holidays. Because then the other one, I did the Merry Christmas. So we got the Merry Christmas. And that one I'll do like sending love. Will that fit? It might be a little bit. I didn't think of this before Merry Christmas. Ooh, that one will fit. And Happy New Year. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Happy Holidays. I like it under there. So I'll just use sending love, because that's all I'll ink up. And I'm not going to cut this one apart because I won't need to. Because we'll just do it like that. And I'll only ink up part of it. This will make sense in a second. So. Dupe. Stick it. Yeah, I've used stick it. I'm not a fan. Like double-sided adhesives, you can do that kind of stuff. Like you can put, the one I really like is Altenews double-sided adhesive sheets. And you can stick that on the back of your cardstock, run it through, peel it off, stick. Works fine. I prefer my liquid glue. That is what works for me, has worked for me for years, and that's just what I prefer. But I know some people, people that don't like fiddling with liquid glue, get it. Totally fine. So you could use something like a double-sided adhesive sheet, whatever works for you, to avoid using liquid glue. It totally works. So let me, I want to get that lined up where I need it. Make sure he's straight. There we go. And then I'm only gonna ink up the first 2 words of this. So I just, this one's easy because they're spaced far enough apart that it doesn't matter. And then I'm just stamping that with the VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. So I did that. And then boop, 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 boop. Got that one. Do not want to lose that sentiment. And then for my other card, so that's going to go like that. See, and it just gives it that little extra something. And then for this one, we're going to have the Merry Christmas, and then Happy New Year will fit right there, like just in between. Yes, yes. Got to get it straight. So then, and he is not straight at all. Let's just bring that down a bit. There we go. Boop. Okay. There we go. Do, do, do. So then same thing, ink him up like that. And it just fits. There we go. And it looks a little bit wonky to a degree because I did get a little bit of black splatter, but I'm fine with it. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. So we did those, and then I need both of my card bases. Why you no work?
It worked.
No, it's stuck. There we go.
You almost got it.
Whatever. Okay. My card bases, same Simon white cardstock. So happy holidays, sending love. Let's just do sending love, wishing you. We'll just put sending joy. Christmas, happy holidays, sending love. We'll do sending joy for the Merry Christmas one. These are also from the sending joy. Yeah. There we go. So that one, as you can see, it's very stained because I use this one a lot. So stamp that on the inside with the black ink. Burp. Love it. So good. So good. So that was that one. And then for the Happy Holidays card, I am going to do Happy Holidays, sending love. We'll do joyful greetings on that one. How about? I like that one. Joyful greetings. Burp. So we'll get him lined up. Because you gotta have something on the inside. You guys know this. Sort of center it. There we go. Do. Yes, laundry is never ending. It's never ending.
It's never ending.
It never ends. It just.
In fact, as soon as this live's over, I'm going to do laundry.
Truth. Truth.
I'm not laundry today.
And that is another thing. Again, the unpaid intern. Now that since I'm down here and he has my old space upstairs that he works out of, he's right next to the laundry room.
Yeah.
So he's taken over the majority of the laundry because he can, switch loads in between work tasks, things like that. And it's quite nice. And especially in a household our size, yeah, the laundry's never ending. Our washer dryer.
We have put that thing through its paces in the last
I know. When the time comes to get new ones, I'm like, for me, like a stacking set and get 2 of them.
Yeah.
To have 2 washers and 2 dryers for that is like heaven. I can't even imagine. Can you imagine being able to do 4 basically at the same time? Because 2 could be washing, 2 could be drying.
I can only imagine how convenient that would be after coming home from like a vacation or something.
Oh,
like that.
yes, for so many things. Like at first, when they first released those little mini the drawer washer that you put underneath your washing machine.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so cool. But I'm like, I would rather have a whole separate washer and dryer. Would be wonderful. We actually need it. Oh, I know. But again, one thing at a time. Our laundry room is very small.
Yeah.
It's very small. Really annoying because we need like a big one. When people post that kind of stuff to me, that is like prawn for me. Like laundry rooms, or when we go look at the show homes,
Yeah.
And you walk into these like huge laundry rooms and, the sink and the organization and all the things. I'm just like, can I please just live here? Anyway, back to what I was doing. Okay, I need to let that dry a bit because the nocturning does take a bit of time to dry. And then, yeah. Laundry units are ridiculous. And it doesn't help that nowadays, all that stuff, I've already gone on a rant about that. Everything being like so high tech. I want stuff with just basic on off switches. Laundry does not, like laundry machines, they don't need to sing to me. They don't need to do all kinds of, it's like I need to just be able to turn it on. It needs to wash and then it needs to dry. That's it. I don't need a bunch of ridiculousness that ends up causing more issues and they cost a fortune to fix. Ah, turn on, wash, turn off, dry. And that's also why we don't have any, like, white clothing is not allowed in this household. Until the kids become adults and can buy their own clothing, I was like, I ain't buying anything white. I'm sorry, that's a no. Okay, back to what I was doing. I think that's why I don't wear white. It's gross. It just gets stained. I don't want to deal with it. I don't separate laundry. It all gets thrown in. May the odds be ever in your favor. That is my philosophy. And especially his philosophy. Okay. Frames. They redid, there was the OG set from many, many years ago that I've used a bunch of times in videos. Love. And then Simon's been redoing it because it's a different manufacturer, all the things. So this was part of the last release, I think, is what this came out in. So yeah, love it. And there's more shapes and stuff. So you got a basic little frame, you got a little scallop frame, and then you got some like little decorative and a couple ones that would work for sentiments. And there's even they squeeze a little heart in there and a little circle. Love it. Love it so much. So I die cut these from black cardstock. When I lived in Germany, washer and dryer in one. We can get those here now. They're expensive. Like the unit that is a washer and a dryer, they're pricey. And yeah, I told Chris, I was like, if we ever get to, I was like, I would like one of those just in our, just for us in our closet, our own, washer dryer. Just, those things are expensive. Like, yeah. But yeah, you can get them now. Like Costco carries them. Well, any appliance place carries them now. But yeah, anyway, these also apply to same what I was going on about with these. It's a little bit finicky. However, I only die cut 2 from black cardstock, and with ones like this, all that interior space after I die cut, that goes right back with my cardstock because I'm not going to waste that cardstock. So I die cut these, and then I'm just going to layer 2 again just to give it that extra little bit of dimension, because this is gonna like frame my sentiments is the plan. Too expensive. They never works. Yeah, like I have zero plans like when the time comes, which I'm sure is gonna come soon for us because our washer and dryer units get a massive workout. Um, when the time comes to replace them, I will not get those like all in one units because that's just asking for trouble. But I would like to do like two sets, like stacking units. You know, stack them on top of each other and have washer and dryer, and have two washers and two dryers. That would be just so lovely. I would be so happy. So yeah. Do, 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 do. Boop. Okay. So added glue. And then just layer these up like that, like that, like that. And then as I'm like pressing them together, I just wipe off the little bits of the glue that ooze out, because no matter what, I still manage to apply it too thick because I am very heavy handed with my glue. It is what it is. Okay. Amy, you lucked out for the unpaid intern during laundry. Oh, yes. It's one of the many reasons he and I are together. He is not the common male creature, you know, with the weaponized incompetence and all the other crap. Like,
My parents instilled this idea that if a job takes less than 5 minutes to do, you should just do it.
Exactly. And yes, like it was very interesting when I was getting to know him, and I was like, you know, it's like all this is common sense, but you know, it's not. You don't expect that. No, yeah, he helps do laundry and helps cooking and just all the things. Like there are no women tasks, man tasks. You know, we just do them, and yeah, and some of it just makes sense. It's like he's right up there. Washer and dryer is literally like right outside the office door, because back in the day that's where I was upstairs in our like it was kind of a den area is where I have it set up originally, and then had to move out here when the dishwasher leaked and destroyed half our house, and we had to replace all the flooring, so I moved out here. And then that was when the world shut down and you had to start working from home. And yeah, so now he works up there, I'm staying in here, and he's the one that's closer to laundry. If the laundry was out here, I'd be doing it. It would just make sense, but it's not. So, okay, got all the glue off there. That's awesome, Emily. Yeah, my hubby does all the cooking and the grocery shopping. He does a lot of the grocery shopping. Like, and I just laugh because when he goes out, he wears his headset. So he's listening to like music or podcasts so that he doesn't have to interact with people. And he's so much better about like he goes in, gets everything we need. Whereas me, I will touch everything and look. I'm like, ooh, especially at Costco, you know, I'm like, ooh, what's new? And I just wander around. Whereas he goes in, gets what he needs, leaves. Love it.
You know, with my headphones, people try talking to me.
Yes.
And then when they talk to me, they say the weirdest stuff.
Yeah, he's had some bizarre interactions with people. So yeah, he wears his headset so everyone leaves him alone and doesn't talk to him, and it works. It works. It works for you. I've tried that. And I get the rude, like people like treat me like I'm being psycho or rude.
Being invisible is a superpower.
I think so, and I'm not good enough at that, I guess. People get really upset with me when I go out in public with headphones on, and you know, it's like I get judged and it annoys me. I was like, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Like headphones, people. Anyway. Yep. Do. So yeah, that's what. Oh, see, the frame just gives it. Love it. Love it so much. My back is trash, so my hubby does all the cleaning and laundry. Same, my back is. But yeah, no, we do it kind of as a team, and it works. Especially things like when we're like cleaning cupboards and the top of the cupboards, which another thing someday. If we ever renovate or get it like move or something, I want cupboards that go all the way up to the ceiling because why? There doesn't need to be a gap. All it does is collect dust and filth and grossness. But yeah, when it comes time to clean that, both of us are standing up on the cupboards, on the counters, scrubbing down the cupboards, doing what we got to do. It's fun. We just look at it as sort of quality time. And I get less ragey when he's helping me clean. When I clean by myself, I start to rage. It's not pretty. So then we just center it. And do. There we go. Love it. Love it so much. Then you just add the frame. And it just amps it up. And just kind of make sure it's straight. Okay. Do. Oh, fancy as it has a beautiful. Yeah. No, we are. Our house is not tiny, but we have many children, so we need space. We definitely need more space, but we make do with what we've got. And yeah, I would kill for a fancy laundry, like just not even. It doesn't even be fancy. Just a bigger laundry room would be nice, but still, it's awesome. Okay, so yeah, just the difference in adding the frame. It's still nice, but that frame, just love that. Love it. Okay. Grocery shopping yesterday, kept running into a lady playing music on her phone without using headphones. Yeah. It should be illegal. Like, the last little bit of traveling I did, because again, I don't leave my house very much. I don't travel very much, but I was traveling in the summer. And yeah, the amount of people that like sit on airplanes watching entire movies on their phones without headphones. I'm sorry, what? Like all of that. And then yeah, playing music and just all those things. It's insane. It drives me nuts. You know? Like heck, I feel obnoxious when I'm like on my phone, like having a phone call and I'm like in the store or whatever. Um I feel obnoxious, but I try to end the call or tell the person to wait if I'm like going through the checkout, where you have to interact with another person. Because that's just rude. But yeah, the amount of people that are on like speakerphone in public, just walking around, or they'll do the Bluetooth like headset. That one I hate because they'll make eye contact and they're talking, and I'm just like, and I think I need to talk to them, and it's like, no, they're just on the one that's like, why are you making eye contact with me? Stop it, stop it. Another one of the reasons why I don't leave my house. Oh my goodness. I do the cleaning rage too, loudly doing everyone so everyone knows I'm working. Yeah, no, my rage, it's bad. When I get in a rage clean, I get a lot accomplished, but I get angry, like at just everyone and everything, including myself. It's like, why did you do that? Like, why is this so filthy? And I get mad. But when I get mad, I also and I can get so much done. And that's when the unpaid intern knows. He just like quietly backs away and leaves me to rage so I don't take it out on, It's like, yeah. Sometimes I need it. Sometimes I need a good rage clean so I can just like vent out my frustration at the world and yada yada and just, yep. Yep. Good times. Good times. Okay, so this is what I was going on about with the sentiments. Now all I got to do is put the glue on the cardstock so I don't have to worry about trying to trace the sentiment on the back of this vellum, because that is time consuming, annoying, and no matter what, so often the glue will still seep past the sentiment and then you can see it, and that's just ugly, you know? So having that cardstock layer, game changer. It's faster, it's easier, and then like I said, it makes the sentiment, the vellum, like float a little bit, and that is always an extra bonus. So we do that, and then we stick that down, and with this I'll just put my magnets on top of it. Boop. And then I can do that with this one. Okay. We did that when we remodel our kitchen. I have to use a stool to get the top shelves. Oh yeah, like when you get cabinets that go right to the top, like to the ceiling in a kitchen, the top section is sort of useless, other than like the type of dishes you hardly use, whatever. But even then, I don't even care if they're empty. It just, the cabinets should go to the ceiling. Kitchens get greasy and dusty and dirty. And if there's that gap, which ours has, it's disgusting. Like, clean every time we go to clean it, it's just like,
It's really oily.
it's so greasy, and then the grease and the dust, and it takes us so long to clean it all up, and it makes me angry. It makes me angry. And it just annoys me. And if, cabinetry and getting that kind of, because we would have to get that like custom, to get that either to add on or redo it, and it ain't cheap, sadly. So we just clean it every once in a while, and yeah, if we ever remodel or if we ever move, that will be one of the many things on my list of the cabinets need to go right to the ceiling, because that just makes more sense to me. Even if I have to use a stool to get to it, which, whatevs. Like, I have to do that all the time anyway with like the top shelves of the current cabinet. Like, I'm tall, but I'm not that tall. I have no problem crawling up on my counters to like reach stuff. I don't care. Oh, I got a little blobby of blue right where I didn't want it. There we go. You just scrape it away. Okay, there we go. So then we get this guy adhered like that. Love it. Okay, and then we're like right at the end here. This would have been sooner, but I went on a little diatribe about glue and kitchen cabinets and rage cleaning and laundry and whatever else. Welcome to my lives, folks. Can Amy ever stay on task? No. Okay, so got that. Put old newspaper covered with wax paper on top of your cabinets, then just change it out every 6 months or so. I mean, we could. I don't know. I just line it with wax paper, then you change out the wax paper to clean it. Mari, where have you been the last 7 years, Mari? She would know. Her hubby is a professional cabinet maker. Like, should have had him, your guys' advice to, like, not that we could have done it when we got this house anyway. All those things, it was a big enough thing. Okay, I need to make sure, that I'm doing the right. Yeah, see that, and that's why I cut this off, this a little bit smaller, so that frames it as well, and it just gives that extra layer. Okay. Yeah, I might have to look into doing well, we can't though. Well, we kind of can, but there's molding along the top of our cabinets.
Yeah, there is.
But I guess the actual cabinets themselves, we could put wax paper down. The molding would still need to be cleaned on its own. The top little strip to get the dust and the grease off, because that's annoying. Anyway, while I put on the foam tape, you can pick 2 winners. Oh, that I forgot to mention that. I posted it on my feed here on YouTube, and then I posted it on my Prairie Paper and Ink Facebook page. I mailed out all of the previous winners. Those got mailed out this past week. So, no idea when they'll arrive, because Canada Post is still negotiating and doing rotating strikes. Things are moving, they're just very slow. Like, I'm still waiting on 2 of Simon's card kits. I don't have the November one, which came out the middle of October. And the December one was just released like 2 days ago, November 14th. Yeah, 2 days ago. The December card kit came out. I don't have that one either. No idea when they're going to get here, because things are taking their sweet, sweet time. So, yeah. I mailed them out though. So, yay for that. Felt really good to get that accomplished. And yeah, I am a dirty, dirty liar, and I delude myself in whatever live it was at least a couple weeks ago, because we were talking about foam tape. And I had said this. I was like, oh, this roll's going to last me till like the end of the year. If this makes it to the end of the month, I'll be shocked. I will be shooketh. I don't think that's possible. I use too much of it, and I don't care. But I don't know why I was lying to myself, being all like, this is going to last me like so long. This is the same roll, though, that I started back in March, because we wrote it on there, but it's worn off. But yeah, considering how much I use this stuff, I get March, May, June, July, August, September, like 8 months. 8 months for this roll of like 72 years. Not bad. Not bad, considering how much I use it. So, anyway, cards have been mailed out, and I will try and get these ones mailed out this week as well. Like, try to keep up with it and then be a little more consistent. More so because, yeah, once it leaves my hands, who knows how long it's going to take to get through. Because some stuff gets quickly, but those 2 card kits, like the one is more than a month behind now, which sucks. Love that, how it affects my job, but it is what it is. So, yeah. So got the Big Mama foam tape just to give it that little bit of dimension. Doop. Doop. And yeah, very simple color scheme, you know, white, black craft, which you can't go wrong with. I love it. I love it. So make sure he's centered. And he is. Got that one. Don't know where that foam square came from. And then this guy, I've got a piece of glue stuck in my thumb. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. I'm glad you guys enjoyed them, and I'm glad you guys enjoy the ridiculousness that is my live stream. Because sometimes they are ridiculous. Sometimes I'm ridiculous. Most of the time I'm ridiculous. It is what it is. I'm okay with it. You know? Okay. So I got that one. Make sure this is up. This is up. Always make sure your card isn't upside down or backwards. Been there, done that. You know, gluing it backwards or whatever. So same thing, center him. Do I want to add any other like bling or anything? Not really. I don't think I do. I kind of like it just like that. It's very sort of clean and simple, which is not my You'll have alternative shipping companies like we have in the US. UPS. Oh yeah, we've got UPS, FedEx, DHL, all of that. Thankfully, most of my like work, like releases, like with the brands I work with, that kind of stuff, they courier that stuff to me because it takes longer to get to me in Canada. I'm very fortunate in that way that they've been doing that with me for years now, which is so good because for so many years, even when everything was working good, shipping via USPS and then Canada Post to me, I was lucky if I would get a release like before the actual release, which he can attest to. Me like scrambling the night before a release trying to get videos done and the headaches. So no, they courier, but some certain things and some of my orders, things like the card kit that just that's how they ship is via USPS and then Canada Post. It's all in the ether. I'll get it eventually. It just sucks because I'll see stuff and I'm just like, I want the kit. It looks awesome. And right now, I'm now like 2 behind, which, and both of them look so good and I'm so annoyed. I'm annoyed. It is what it is. Anyway, let's do I got my November kit last Wednesday. I think they were delayed in shipping. Yes, but mine they get shipped to me. The Simon's specifically Simon Says Stamps monthly card kits get sent to me earlier because I design for them. Like I work with them. So I already get the kit earlier than the average bear. But because of the strikes and all the things, both of those now are seriously delayed. The customers will be getting the November card kit because they start shipping them on like the 17th ish of the month. So the November kit was being shipped out last month. And then the December kit just came out 2 days ago. So they'll start shipping out to people starting like this week, basically, if there's no delays on product, that sort of thing. But I should have had it right about now. So it is what it is. It just, I see the sneak peeks and I'm just like, wah, poor me. It is what it is. Anyway, there's my cards. Very simple, you know. They'd be very quick and easy to make for the most part if you're not, filming live, talking and going on random side quests, talking about glue and laundry machines and cleaning your kitchen cabinets. But no regrets. So, very clean and simple inside as well. Love it. Love that sentiment set. I love these dies and this embossing folder. I have other ideas for this embossing folder as well. It's so gorgeous. Love it. Love it. Yes, very modern, kind of crisp. Yeah, love it. Love it. So let me. There we go. Who am I sending these to?
Our winners today are Carrie in Oregon and Lisa in Texas.
Carrie in Oregon and Lisa in Texas. Fun. Hopefully, I'll get these mailed out this week. But again, they might not show up till after the holidays. It's all just going to depend on all the things, you know? I have no control over it. I have no control over nothing, which in some ways is a good thing. We've talked about that in some of my lives too. It's a good thing I don't have any actual power. I wouldn't be good with that at all. But yeah, I appreciate all y'all tuning in to the Crafty Chaos. And yes, stay tuned. I plan on having a whole bunch of videos coming. A whole bunch. Um Hmm? Oh yeah. Well, that's good. Awesome. Awesome. I love that. I know. The font on these is just so good. So good. So yeah, I have many videos coming. Lots. The pre-edited kind, pre-filmed, edited. Thank you to the disembodied hand. My camera has stayed alive, and it has through the other 2 like bonus lives I did last week. But yeah, a bunch of like shorter normal videos, and then there will be at least 1 bonus live. Stop stealing my stuff.
Just stealing 3 Skittles.
3 Skittles. There's hardly any left.
3 Skittles. My hand barely fits in the bag, too.
I know. That's on purpose.
Yeah.
I didn't open it all the way. We need to go get more Skittles. I was written. I keep all the kids' Halloween candy is here in the garage. All their bags, they're kept in here, you know, to keep them out of the way, make life easier. And then we let them, you know, they have their snacks and they can take some to school and all that kind of stuff. And I've been taking my rightful share, my parent tax, you know, depending on my mood and whatever, my rage cleaning. It's like I raid the kids' candy. And one of my children had all the little, and I don't know why. Why does candy taste better when it's in a little package? Why? Like like chocolate bars, everything. It tastes better when it's little. I like the little packs, and then the little packs of Skittles just taste better. They just do. I don't know. Anyway, I like inhaled them, and that one the kid noticed because they love Skittles as well, and they were like, "Where'd all my Skittles go?" And one, I was just like, one, parent tax, but also I was like, no, I will reimburse you. So I went to Walmart, took the kids to Walmart, and bought like proper bags of Skittles, and then got an enormous bag of Skittles, which the unpaid intern has been stealing. And it's almost empty. I wouldn't care, but it's almost empty. I didn't care when he was first taking some, but now there's like nothing left in the bag, and I'm annoyed because there's like one serving of Skittles left. Poor me. Anyway. So yeah, I like my Skittles, man. Can't help it. Can't help it. It is what it is. But yeah, having all those bags of Halloween candy and, you know, little yummy chocolate bars and little yummy Skittles and all that kind of stuff is really annoying for me because it's just like, you know, you just get a little twitch, and I was like, I need some sugar. And yeah, he's got the unpaid intern's got the laundry machines, and I've got the bags of candy. I've got the better deal. You know, I got all the bags of candy in here. So yeah, my monster bag of Skittles is nearly empty, and I'll have to replenish. My Skittles. Because yeah, he's much better. He only has a few because he can't have a whole lot of sugar. I can't technically either, but Skittles, man, they're yummy. I like them. Anyway, videos are coming. There might be a bonus live or two. We'll see. It's just going to depend on life, chaos, all of it. And yeah, I don't think I've got any other like housekeeping, and there's not really anything to announce. Because there are less calories in the mini and snack sizes, it's magic that way, kind of. They just do. Like a Snickers bar. The little tiny ones, and they're like the size of them is weird. Snickers, especially the Halloween size, they're like this big. They're tiny now, like tiny, but they're so much better. Like they're just, it's like a little bite-sized morsel. Um, and yeah, and maybe that is because you're limited in the number you get. Kind of true, you know. I think maybe you just enjoy it more because you know you only have that little bit. It's weird. I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but yeah, I prefer the little packets. Um, and yeah, some people don't. One of our kids is not a sugar fiend at all. Like they don't they like it. They like candy, they like certain treats and stuff, but they're not a sugar fiend like me. I am a sugar fiend. You know, if I could crush Skittles and snort them, I probably would. Full full disclosure, you know. I like candy, I like chocolate. And a couple of my kids are very much like that. You know, just yeah. So, anyway. Um uh You get more, yeah, you get more chocolate to filling ratio in the minis. Truth, you do, you know, because it covers the whole thing, and when it's smaller, you get they taste better. A mini Kit Kat is better than a full size. It just is. And Coffee Crisp, which If you Americans can't get those, I am sorry. But Coffee Crisp,
Coffee crisps are the best.
Coffee Crisp are the best. One of the best chocolate bars. Love. And mini Coffee Crisp are better than the full size. Always.
Always.
Which there's a bunch of them in those bags. There's not many left now.
I feel bad for the Americans. Don't get no coffee crisps.
I know. Coffee Crisps and ketchup chips, man.
Every time I've gone to the States to meet people, I've always brought like bags of coffee crisps with me because people are like, I've never had.
There's
anything
some
like this
people that I have mailed that to.
Yeah.
Like Coffee Crisp, ketchup chips.
I would almost say the all dressed are probably
All
more
dressed
of a
chips
Canadian
are
sort of
Canadian.
thing.
I think they're getting more of that in the US. And then like the toffee.
Those Mackenzie toffee
The
things.
Mackenzie toffee type bars are also very Canadian.
Mhm.
But yeah, Coffee Crisp is go grab me one, I'll show them.
Yeah.
If you can get your hands on a coffee, it is the best chocolate bar. Seriously, y'all are missing out. They are so good. Yeah, if you like coffee flavor stuff. Coffee Crisp are so much better. The Wafers obviously with mini Reese cups. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that. So, yeah. Oh, there's a full size one.
Yeah.
Coffee Crisp. Focus. That's a Coffee Crisp. And yeah, it's got like crunchy wafery bits and then like a nougat sort of stuff. They're good.
Yeah, it's
They're
not even, it's like a very
good.
solid kind of nougat sort of thing, and it's basically like a giant coffee flavored chocolate bar.
They're good. Yeah, and it does have like a coffee flavor. It's not like they're very sweet too. They're
Yeah.
full of sugar. Like absolutely full of sugar. It's disgusting.
But if you're one of those
How
people
much?
that likes coffee with
You
your
get
sugar
20
drink,
well, 25 grams of sugar. Not an insane amount. It's still a lot. But yeah. Coffee Crisp, very Canadian. We love them. I think yeah. Proudly prepared in Canada. So yeah.
if you're ever over the border, bring them home because if you got
Yep.
a coffee lover in your life.
Yes. They even have like other flavors and stuff too, which, you know, I have a friend in the States who jokes about it. In fact, she was on the phone with me. We were FaceTiming
Mm-hmm.
and she had to run into the grocery store and she's like, look at the cereal aisle. Cause I couldn't get over that when I was in the States. I was like, why do you have 5 million flavors of everything? Like they have like 30 different types of Cheerios. It's insane. You don't
like
need that.
3.
Yeah. It's just, it's bizarre to me. I was literally like blown away. It was nuts. So she still jokes about that when she's in the grocery store. She's like, look at all the flavors we have. I'm like, why? You don't. Ugh. I prefer plain Cheerios. The honey nut ones are good, but plain Cheerios, man. I don't like all the ridiculous flavors of stuff. But Coffee Crisp, so good. I would steal this, but I have my own full size. And
Yeah.
the full size candy, which I remember that as a kid too, this is just like, like the kids always like, we got full size chocolate bars from, you know, whatever house. Yeah. So yeah, I won't steal that. You can put that back in their bag. Just make sure to put it in the right bag.
Yeah, definitely.
So that, you know, do not need any fights. Anyway. And yeah, Tim Tams, we can get those easily here. Tim Tams are Australian or New Zealand. Both. Whatever. Tim Tams. I don't know if you can get them in the States, but we can get them in Canada. We've been able to get them here for years. Our grocery stores carry them and Walmart has them and whatever. But Tim Tams are
They're great. You
Yeah.
do that chop
yes.
up
If you bite off a corner of a Tim Tam on each end, and then you can use it as a straw. So you suck up your coffee and then you eat the whole Tim Tam because then it's like soaked with, oh, so good. Tim Tams. I had a friend in Australia years ago and she came to visit and she brought me Tim Tams. And I was like,
makes great coffee or cookies and cream ice cream.
Yeah.
Chop it up.
oh yeah, we'll same with Coffee Crisp. Well, we
Yeah.
can get Coffee Crisp ice cream, but yeah, smush those up, Tim Tams and or Coffee Crisp, and sprinkle it on vanilla ice cream. We're right back to the snacks. Welcome to my lives. This is what we do. It
Yeah.
is what it is. Yeah. Strawberry Cheerios. Stop it. No. Slap hands. I don't.
If you want that strawberry flavor, you should go for the strawberry milk.
Oh, no. I can't do it. I'm just so, like, I prefer, like, plain Cheerios. Whatever cereal. I'm not a big cereal person anyway, but, like, just the basic. I don't want the ridiculous, whatever new pumpkin spice Cheerio BS Stop it. Stop it. I can't do it.
It's almost too much flavor for the morning.
I think so, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm weird that way. Same with like a million variations of pop. You know, some of the weirdness. We did get that
Orange cream.
the
Coke.
orange cream Coke Zero. I like that stuff, but I don't drink as much carbonated drinks anymore. So I'm just like, it's so spicy. I'm weird.
Gassy for hours afterwards.
We can get Tim Tams in the States. They're just pricey for the number you get in the package.
We get 12.
Probably they're not expensive here, but we probably get like Canadians probably get them in a different way and a different supplier or something. We've been able to get probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Sure.
I'm not even sure, but we've been able to get Tim Tams in Canada for literally well over a decade now. Like they're just everywhere. Our local grocery stores have them.
Costco carried them for a while.
Yes, Costco was carrying them for a while. You get them by the case at Costco. We went through a Tim Tam phase.
We did.
And then Chris was really upset when they stopped carrying them. Like, I warned him. I was like, there's an asterisk beside the price. That means they're discontinuing them. And he was mad.
We kept
He stocked up. I think he
Yeah.
bought like 3 cases of Tim Tams. And yeah, because the kids love them too. And yeah. Tim Tams, man. They're awesome. Can you get poppy soda? Oh yeah, you can get poppy up here. I don't buy any of that, but you can. Costco carries it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. They have Cheerios that have fruit and vegetables in them now. She's like, not that bad, but not terrible if you don't eat a lot of veggies. Yeah, I get that. And something especially, but like,
it's not a salad.
There's no, but I just knowing I tried when they were younger too, especially like trying to sneak vegetables, into the kids' food. They can sniff that stuff out. I remember at one point many years ago with my oldest kids, I would cook peas and carrots and I'd blend them into spaghetti sauce to try and get more vegetables. And it took the second oldest, I think the second time I did it, immediately clocked it that it was different and refused to touch it. Like they were just like, this smells healthy, That's always a fight, trying to get kids to eat their veggies. So I could imagine trying when they were younger. Now they just outright refuse, but younger, if we tried to give them like fruit and veggie Cheerios,
oh goodness,
they'd probably like cry. And yeah, coffee crisp do not have an overpowering coffee flavor.
No.
Yeah, Alma's right like that. Subtle. It's subtle. It's not like coffee. It's just chocolate with a hint of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. They're not like.
It's like one of those Starbucks drinks.
Yeah, it's it's like a Starbucks Frappuccino. Yeah. It's coffee adjacent.
Mm-hmm.
It's made in a place that there's some coffee beans nearby, but it's not coffee. Heck, even Starbucks coffee's not coffee. Starbucks. No, down with boycott. The U.S. is removing artificial dyes from cereals. They've been doing that in Canada for years. Fruit Loops have been like naturally colored for years. Years and years.
Got rid of all those red dyes that apparently make kids go crazy.
Yeah, that correlation is a little bit ridiculous. Can you get Cadbury chocolate? Oh yeah, Cadbury, anything British. We are a British, like, how do we...
We are a Dominion.
We are a Dominion in Canada. We recognize the crown. They don't have any authority over us.
Ceremonial only.
It's like ceremonial, but, Canada's its own country. But yeah, so anything British though, like Cadbury and British like candy, chocolate stuff, very easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a bag of mini eggs upstairs. Cadbury mini eggs, always another weird thing. We have weird protein cereals now. Oh, same. Protein's the current buzz. Just like how before it was acai berries and whatever the fad is of whatever. So right now the fad is protein. So like, yeah, protein, everything, and charging through the nose for it. So there's protein cereal and protein this and protein that, which I don't mind some of it. because we get extra protein, protein drinks and that kind of stuff. But I've noticed like everything, like protein pasta, and it's only a matter of time before they start doing like protein Kit Kats or added protein, and it'll be like $8 for a chocolate bar or something. Just something stupid.
Protein chocolate milk was the one I saw the other day.
Protein chocolate milk. There's already protein in it.
Yes.
Milk has a high amount of protein.
Yeah.
Like after a workout, a glass of chocolate milk is the way to go. There's like 9 grams of protein in it. But if they add the word protein to it, they can charge more because it's healthy.
Supposedly.
Yeah. Anyway. Some of you guys are my people. The Cadbury mini eggs taste like sorrow in the US. Nothing like the ones from Britain. I believe that.
I believe it.
The British ones, they're different. They're better. It's weird. The chocolate here is different than in the US.
I think ours is sweetened differently than theirs, maybe.
Yes. There's something. Canadian chocolate is different than American. Even under the same brand, like Nestle, etc., Hershey, all of that. There's variations between our countries. Like there's some things I think that are the exact same. But yeah, Canadian chocolate is similar to British chocolate.
We like our darker chocolates a bit more, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. I like milk chocolate, even though it is mostly sugar.
Yeah.
And it's funny, though, because you like dark chocolate, but you like white chocolate. And white chocolate isn't even really chocolate. It's just sugar.
It isn't.
For the most part.
I haven't had white chocolate for a while.
It has been a long time. Anyway. Yeah. Kind of like gluten-free water. I know.
Oh.
Smart water. Yes. All that crap.
Gluten-free water.
Don't even get me started on some of the stupidity, hype words, insanity that corporations will use to sell people crap they don't need. Like smart water. Water is water, people.
Comes out of the ground most of the time.
Unless it's Dasani. Dasani is trash.
It's Calgary tap water.
It is Calgary tap water. Dasani is trash. Like, if I have to buy bottled water, which we don't hardly ever do, but if we're like traveling, it's like I will avoid the Dasani. Like I will pay a premium for something fancy that even is also ridiculous, like Fiji water or something stupid. Evian. But I will buy Evian and pay the premium before I buy Dasani.
Honestly, just a bubbly.
Yeah.
At the gas station is good enough for.
Yeah, Dasani's trash. Anyway. American chocolate has wax in it to keep it from melting. Yours doesn't. Yeah, probably because it's colder up here.
I think that's a possibility.
Maybe that is the difference. That just American chocolate has a higher wax content. That would make sense. Interesting.
It could be a climate thing. We're less humid and stuff like that.
We don't do Vegemite or Marmite as much, though. Yeah, no.
There are a few.
That is an acquired taste. And Dasani should be illegal. Agreed. It is disgusting. It's disgusting. Like, I don't know. Honestly, and the funny thing is, I like Kirkland, like Costco brand bottled water. I forget exactly where they bottle ours from our warehouse or whatever, but it does taste better. I genuinely like it, but our tap water is great.
Yeah,
wonderful tap water. We have great tap water, so we don't need to buy bottled water. I don't like wasting money on it, but yeah, Costco bottled water just tastes really good. And then the fancy stuff, I do not bother with that. Oh, I can't. Yeah. Like Voss water, like paying $10 for a bottle. Stop it. I've had some fancy, like when I was in the Bahamas many, many years ago. Before I met him, I was there for a wedding. And yeah, we had like Fiji water, and I think I had Voss water because that was just one of the options. And so I was like, and I'm like, hated myself for paying that kind of money. Oh, we found someone who likes Vegemite is the bomb.
Hey,
yeah, it's an acquired. I think some people genuinely like it. I don't know if I could go near that kind of stuff. Yeah, you're probably not eating right. Yeah, the people that don't like it, I know, I'm aware. I've seen like Aussies go on about you're supposed to apply it really thin, on your toast. Like there's, a certain way to properly consume it. I understand that. Someday I will probably try it.
I would try it if I was like, like in Australia or New Zealand or something
Yeah,
like
if we ever
that.
get the chance to travel, Australia and New Zealand is New Zealand especially very high up on the bucket list. I
I
would love
want
to
to
go
go to
there.
Moria.
I know. We will play Lord of the Rings in New Zealand.
All right.
Run around and yeah, 100%. But yeah, and I do want to go to Australia, even though everything there will kill us.
As long as you're not in the northern part of the country.
It doesn't matter. They've got spiders the size of dinner plates in that country. It's crazy. Like we've talked about this before. You know, you watch those videos where it's like the 10 most deadliest animals, the 10 most deadliest insects, the 10 most deadliest ocean creatures, whatever. 9 of those 10 are in Australia. Every time.
I just want to see one of those giant stick bugs that you can hold in your hand.
Stick bugs are crazy. They're
like
scary.
so big.
They're so scary, but at the same time, I'm kind of fascinated. But spiders, no. Nope. Again, the friend I used to have in Australia, and she sent me a video of that, and it was like a spider the size of a dinner plate, like eating a snake. And I was like, no, just burn it all down. Can't do it. I can't do it. Anyway, our tap water's here. Yeah, some areas, tap water, the regulations, yep.
We're lucky that we have a river.
In Canada, I don't think there's any issues. Sometimes an issue will pop up, even locally, when they're working on like the pipes or doing something, and then there'll be like a boil water advisory, that sort of a thing. But that's like an exception to the norm.
Fracking has become a problem in some places for water table in some parts of the country.
I could see that, but for the most part,
it's
tap water in Canada is very, very
northern BC
safe.
is basically where they're having.
Yeah, but not many people live.
There's like
once you get up
there.
To certain areas of the country, it's very, very sparse. Anyway, we're like going all over the place. Just random chats of randomness. Nope, I don't need to go to Australia now. They can keep the spiders, but they've got so many other cute creatures too,
like bush babies.
Bush babies. Oh, I would either end up in jail or I would end up dead because I'd be like trying to pet the kangaroo. Kangaroos, they're adorable. The male ones are scary, but I'd be trying to like pet things, and yeah, I would end up just not in a good place. But yeah, bush babies, so many kangaroos, koalas.
Lemurs? I don't know if lemurs are. No, lemurs are from Madagascar.
Yeah, that's not. I want to go to Madagascar too. Yep. Yeah. But I'm like that with like everything. Like he doesn't like bears, and it's like we'll be like in the Rocky Mountains, and you do not approach the wild animals ever. But it's really hard for me, and I'm just like it's like, why friend shaped? I want to give the grizzly bear some scritches. Chris is like,
no, stay away.
I'm like, but I want to pet him.
He sees a fish and he sees you, and he doesn't know the difference.
Yeah. Don't mess with the bears, man. Don't mess with the wild animals. Bush babies are in Africa, not in Australia.
Oh.
That's another place on the bucket list. So many countries in Africa I would like to visit. I would love to go on an African safari. Oh, could not imagine. So many places. The whole planet. There's so many places. I've got a bucket list longer than both my arms combined. But yeah. Quokkas. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Oh, they are from, galagos are what bush babies are. And yeah, they're from Africa.
Okay, bush babies are in Africa. They have sugar gliders, though.
Oh, sugar babies.
That's what he was thinking. Sugar gliders. Yeah. They're cute. So many little marsupials. They're adorable.
Yes, they are.
They're so adorable. Like, yeah, if I'm ever attacked by a mountain lion, my last words will be, here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Yeah. Pss, 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 pss. Yes. Not mountain lions so much, but, mountain lions, but, the other one. They look like big house cats.
Oh, yeah, those things.
My brain stopped. They're really cute. Very deadly. Very cute. What kind are they? Oh, I did pronounce it correct. It is quokka. Not mountain lions. And not... And they have funny little faces, too.
Yeah.
And they look like kind of house cats on steroids, really. Like, they're fluffy. Bobcats are one of them. There's another one, too. Bobcats are adorable. Again, stay away from the wild animals. Hell, cougars, when they're smaller, are adorable. When they get bigger, they're terrifying. like big cats. Oh, and snow leopards. Oh, lynx.
Palace
Lynx are another
cats.
one. Lynx are
Is
another one.
that them?
Yeah. Yeah, these guys are funny. They just look like angry furry old men.
Yeah.
But say I would be like, pss, 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 here, kitty, kitty, you know, to try and give it scratches. But again, do not interact with the wild animals, folks, especially cats. Large cats will claw your face off. Don't approach. Don't go near. And yes, snow leopards are beautiful. Lynx are they're all beautiful. They're gorgeous creatures. So many,
Yep. We
you
just have
know.
foxes and rabbits here.
And cougars.
And cougars.
They're extremely rare. They're way further up north. Same with bobcats and lynx, all of them, but they're way further up north. They rarely come down here. Cougars are rare. They will sometimes come around here, but it's extremely rare. They don't like people, which makes sense. But
we
yeah,
see about one moose a year. Maybe
yeah,
two.
we have moose and coyotes. That salamander I showed you, which I was not aware of.
Deer. I've seen lots.
Oh
of
yeah,
deer
tons of deer. Occasional moose, bears, but again, extremely rare. Those are way further up north. But yeah.
You hear a story about one coming into the city every once in a while.
Yeah, it's usually a moose though.
Yeah.
You know, that ends up like right in the city.
One that ended up in the school that they had to trank and
those poor students when that moose ended up like coming right through the glass. Yeah. Oh, it's bad.
That would have been like a monster breaking into those kids.
Oh, moose are enormous. Moose are enormous. People do not understand. Again, stay away from the wild animals. And moose, stay away. They are huge animals. And they weigh a ton. Literally. Like, yeah. The wood cats will track you. Actually, the one animal, like polar bears, will track and hunt humans.
They do. They have.
And yeah, we have polar bears in Canada, but more northern, like Manitoba.
Right around Hudson Bay.
Yeah, in the Hudson Bay area, you go up north. Yeah, there's a town. We talked about this in one of my lives. Yeah. There's a town up there that they keep everything unlocked, like all their vehicles. You keep everything unlocked because of the polar bears. Because if you end up getting caught and there's one near you, you can just jump into a random vehicle to save yourself. Because polar bears will literally hunt humans. Yeah. And I would still love to see one, like in the wild, but stay away from the wild animals. Good Lord. Moose are jerks.
They are jerks, yep.
Yep. Especially the male. The male moose are awful. The female, if they have calves,
even worse.
Oh yeah, you stay the heck away from them. It's they get scary. There used to be one. She would come down every year, and she would usually have at least 2 babies, and they hang out about 8 blocks from here, not even. And I would see them quite often. They still come down every once in a while, but she got hit by a vehicle, which broke my heart. It was awful. I cried. It was so bad. I was so sad because she's come here for years, and I would see her multiple times every year because she would be in the brush.
She'd see the grass clippings.
She would get to the grass clippings and stuff, and she'd bring her babies every year into this area, and I would see her, and then I don't know if some of her little descendants might still be coming back. Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting.
Her name was Bertha.
Yeah, they did call her. Yeah, the polar bears in Churchill. Mm-hmm. The cougars are common here. Yeah, because Gerald's in BC. They go after the pets as a food source. Yes. Yeah. Cougars, you don't mess with the cougars. And then the bears go after the garbage. Oh yeah, bears go after any easy food source. That's where it can cause trouble. Because once they get accustomed to an easy food source, then the park rangers, etc., need to like tranquilize and move them to try and because you don't mess with the wild animals, folks. It's not good. The amount of people that every time when we go up to Banff in the Rocky Mountains, for people that haven't traveled to the Rocky Mountains, that's a bucket list. Like we've gone there a million times over. But yeah, bears, moose, anything, and the tourists like right on the side of the road, like getting in the face of a moose or bears trying to take photos, and I'm like,
if you're gonna go, wait a few years until they rebuild Banff and some of the trees grow back.
Oh yeah, a lot of it burned down. Well, it was further north than Banff. I think Banff was okay.
Was it Jasper?
It was Jasper that burned down. A lot of Jasper burnt down, and it's going to take them several years to rebuild. Yeah. Um, do. Saw a video once of a bear that opened a car door and climbed in. Oh yeah, if they're food motivated and they get smart, they get really really smart, and they'll like open doors, and that's why they have all those protocols. Like if you're hiking in bear country, you're supposed to, suspend your food on a rope, sealed up, far away from your campsite, etc., because bears are smart.
Yep.
And yeah, don't pet the fluffy cows. Yeah, yeah. Avoid the wild animals, people. Don't mess with nature, because nature is not going to take kindly.
Yeah, you might end up on one of those videos at Yellowstone where the buffalo is charging you and you
Oh,
go
the
6 feet in
people
the
that
air.
do that, like, same with, we've talked about that though, with people in Yellowstone that like
Yeah,
end up in the reservoirs and stuff. Like,
I heard of.
nature, people, nature. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, watching idiot tourists in Yellowstone is crazy. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people are stupid. Um, do. Uh,
And don't take your dog to Yellowstone because
yeah, don't take your dog to Yellowstone.
I heard
Truth.
of one of them escaping a leash and jumping immediately into one of those hot pools.
Oh, people are so dumb. Yeah, you should go to Yellowstone to watch people.
Yep.
They try to walk up to the bison, and it's the same thing in the Rocky Mountains. When you go up to like Banff and specifically Banff, because Lake Louise, like that, oh, it's beautiful up there. It's become an absolute awful. The people are awful. The tourists are awful. You can't get parking. They've had to shut off one of the main like routes because of the tourists, and it's so bad. But like you can just sit back and watch people be absolutely, because there'll be wildlife like right in the middle of the road. Like a moose will just be doing its thing, and the amount of idiots getting out of their vehicles and like trying to get a photo like in the face of a moose.
Yeah, they want a selfie with a moose for some.
Oh my god, it's so dumb. And we'll just sit back. You just sit back and watch, because it's like,
caribou is another common one.
yeah, the caribou. Mm-hmm. Yep. Banff is beautiful. You ski there. Yeah, I skied at Fernie. I mean, that was the last time I was on skis. That was 25 years ago, almost 30 years ago now. Yeah, beautiful skiing up there. And just, yeah, that is kind of my hope. I told Chris I would like to eventually get fit enough, because you need to be in shape, and to be on the top of those mountains. The view is worth it.
Yeah.
Like you go up on that the lift, and you get to the top, and it is a view because I'll never be a mountain climber. Don't want to do that, but take a ski lift, ski down, sit in a hot tub. That's what I want to do.
And watch the Northern Lights.
Yes, and the Northern Lights. It's beautiful. The Rocky Mountains are beautiful. It's called wildlife for a reason. Never understood people that don't respect it. People are dumb. Like, just dumb. Banff is beautiful. Got to see the Three Sisters. Yes, the Three Peaks. The Three Sisters. It's beautiful over there. Got to meet some elk. Yep. There's so much wildlife, and it is just absolutely, for people that have never, especially people that have never seen it, when you drive into the Rocky Mountains, and because there's like basically one highway up there, and you get to there's a certain point between Canmore and Banff, and it just kind of opens up, and it's just beautiful up there. And then there's Lake Louise, and then you can get further once you get further into the Rockies and go into Fernie and Jasper, and it's a phenomenal area, and massive. It's the Rocky Mountains. It's beautiful. Love it out there. Haven't been there in a few years, and I need to go back. Um, Oh, that poor kid. A surf instructor in Hawaii got attacked by a great white shark, then went to be a tour guide in Yellowstone, got attacked by a grizzly. That's awful. That is awful. Can't imagine. Yeah, sharks freak me out. There's a lot of places I want to travel, but I don't really at all want to learn how to do deep sea diving, any of that kind of stuff. I've done a little bit of snorkeling. I did that in the Bahamas, and the entire time I was there, where we were that day, there was like a bunch of little boats and ships kind of in a circle, because it was a big touristy area. And so they were all kind of in a circle, and then the area where everyone was snorkeling was in the middle of that. And the entire time, I was like hyper aware. I kept myself in the middle of everyone else because it was like, oh, if a shark comes, it'll take off, like pick off the people on the outside. I was paranoid. It was fun, but I was paranoid the entire time. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I don't, not, we're humans. They have the advantage. I don't. And then just even swimming in the ocean, I'll go till where it like drops off. I won't go further than that. That freaks me out. People that can do like deep water swimming, across the channels and all that kind of stuff, all the power to them. Love it. Like, good for them. Good for them. Anyway, um, have relatives in Canmore who don't visit or used to the gorgeous vistas ever in BC. Yeah, BC is so mountainous. Like I've driven through BC many years ago, and yeah, it's very weird for me being in Saskatchewan, where it's very flat. And then you get to BC, and it's very mountainous and trees, so many trees. Love it. Love it. Crafting week in Canmore. That would be fun. Canmore is beautiful too. Canmore is a little a community right before you get to Banff in Alberta. Canmore is beautiful. I've been to Canmore many times. I've stayed there many times. They have a couple of really gorgeous hotels in Canmore. I love Canmore. It's beautiful. Um, and you're like, again, you're right at the foot of the Rocky Mountains, like right there. And yeah, that would be fun, like to go crafting or something. But anyway, okay, we have chatted. This was fun. Appreciate you guys. And yeah, I'll have videos coming. I'll do photos of these. I enjoyed talking about snacks and bears. It's fun. So I'm gonna end this. I will add all my photos and whatever to my social medias, etc. And then just stay tuned. I will have the hot springs in BC. Been there too. I've been to Radium Hot Springs, and then there's that other one it's further like from this direction than Radium, right? Because there's the Radium Hot Springs, and then there's another one that also has like a resort. Because I've been to both, and that's really fun. In fact, the last time I was in the Rockies, that's where we stayed, is near Radium. And we did the little hot springs. It's like that one's like right next to the highway. You have to like drive through this overpass thing. And there's like mountain goats. It's fun. It's so much fun, and it's really neat. And then there's that other one where the resort's higher up and you've got a view. And then they have this massive pool that's fed by the hot springs. I've been there too. Absolutely gorgeous area. Fairmont. Thank you, Mary. Yes, Fairmont. Yeah, there's Radium and then there's Fairmont, and I've been to both. And yeah, Fairmont has it's like a resort almost, and then they have this massive pool, and then in the center of it is directly fed from a hot spring, and the view is beautiful. But yeah, I've been to Fairmont. Um, Goodness, that was well over a decade ago. And and PEI, yeah, Prince Edward Island, total opposite side of the country. Absolutely beautiful. Haven't been there in almost 30 years now. I was there when I was a teenager. I want to go back. Chris has never been there. We hope to. It is a very long flight. Canada is a huge country. It is, you have to fly from here to Toronto, which is like 3.5 hours, and then you fly from like Toronto to generally Newfoundland, or Nova Scotia, depending. And then, drive around the Maritimes and go to Prince Edward Island. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Prince Edward Island is its own unique place on this planet. And the earth really is red because, like, I grew up, we talked about this in a live quite some time ago, about like books and all the things. And I said how when I was a kid, I read Anne of Green Gables. I have them all. I showed them in that live, all my original books, and they're all like just falling apart. And I remember reading that in Anne of Green Gables that how red the soil is. And then when I saw it in person, it really is. It is red. It is the neatest thing. And beautiful, beautiful island. and the people were wonderful. And someday I want to go back and take the kids and traipse all over and do all the Anna Green Gable stuff and love it. Love it. Anyway, I am going to go. I had a fun chat with all of y'all. This was good. And I will have more videos. Try to do some more live streams. We'll have to do a live stream or two where we'll just chat. Just sit and chat about whatever randomness, you know? We'll just see. But I got to go and get some other stuff done. So I will talk to all of y'all very soon in another video. And I hope you guys all have a great rest of the day. Bye. Thank you so much to my amazing Patreon supporters. For anyone that might be interested in joining my Patreon community and supporting me, the link to my Patreon is in the description box below the video. For everyone else, as always, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my videos, for thumbs upping, commenting, subscribe if you haven't, I'd love to have you. And here's a couple other videos for you to check out in case you missed them. Bye!